You are tuned to ARP on the Accelerated Radio Network. It's 12 noon, and it's time to have lunch. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Lunch with the Finance Bunch. Bringing money talk you can understand. And now here's your host, Miss Charlene.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Lunch with the Finance Bunch. I'm Miss Charlene, and today we are interviewing Coach Donovan Dee Donnell, and he's a relationship and entrepreneur coach. Hi, Donovan.
Hello, Miss Charlene.
So how have you been since the last time I saw you?
I've been great. I've been busy. Busy. Always doing a revamping. It's like my book, Evolving Entrepreneur. The more I learn, the more I experience, the more I'm exposed to. I'm supposed to keep evolving. So, I mean, new business cards, new website, new niche, a lot.
Okay, I want to take 1 second to talk about that book because I actually read it and it is awesome. And the thing that I love about it is that it talks about the inner work that you need to do to be outwardly successful.
Yeah.
And I think that's the missing link.
Yeah.
Now, how we bridge that to what you also do is coaching.
Yes.
And so do you coach from that perspective, like from the inside out?
Yes, I do. I have to because I coach people who, have titles in business that I know nothing about.
Right,
I don't know about that job description. I know about people.
Yes.
I know about the person. And so even with Evolving Entrepreneur, a lot of people thought it was a business book, but it's not. I'm talking to the actual entrepreneur. I'm talking to their mind, their psyche.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's my technique all the way through. I can coach anybody because they're a body, and I know how to connect with bodies.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Now, who or what inspired you to pursue this path as a life coach?
Bishop Ed Smith, he's the one who was the founder of the Awyken organization.
Yes.
He presented to me the idea of starting a school for life coaches.
Okay.
And I was interested, and I didn't know much about what a life coach was, but I decided to sit in the training because he's a mentor of mine. I trust him. So I went through the training, and like the first day, I was like, wait, this is what I've already been trying to do.
Yes.
So the motives, the intentions, and the just coming at it from that angle, helping people from that angle,
yes,
is something I was already trying to do. So the Awyken organization really gave me the skill set, and they gave me a format in which to do it that had already been proven to work. Came from the Bible.
Yes.
This is how they modeled after Jesus' way of doing it, of helping people. So it just all fell into place real easy.
So is that where you got your credential from to be a life coach?
My credentials came from the Awyken Life Coaching organization, yeah.
Nice. Now, why did you choose this specific program to get your certification?
This program, compared to other programs, is kind of like along the same lines, psychology and everything, but this one is rooted in my faith. Okay. And I'm a firm believer that my faith is not something that I add to me. My faith is supposed to be my culture.
Yes.
It's supposed to be where I live from.
Yes.
And so all their teaching and everything was from the Bible. So I didn't have to become a life coach and then figure out how do I make this work with my religion or my faith. This spoke from my faith. You know what I'm saying? My Savior did things this way. So, yeah.
The way things should be done.
Exactly. So it was a no-brainer. That was my path.
Wow. Now, how would you describe your role or position as a coach? Like, how would you describe that?
I struggled with that for a little bit. Am I a guide? Am I a counselor? Am I a teacher? Am I an educator? I think where I've settled at through my own mind is that I'm just a partner.
Okay.
I partner with my clients.
Okay.
That's what I do. I partner with them. I have a coach on a sports team. They never get on the field, but they're still a very pivotal part. They play a very important role in that team's success.
Absolutely.
Be it the water boy, towel boy, coach, players, everybody is about the success of that organization. And so with me, I look at my client, they are the organization, they're the package, they're the ones going to go out and impact the world. I'm just playing my position, and I'm giving them a perspective they can't see in the mirror.
Yes.
And that's what we all need. Even coaches, they need coaches also.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Now, what makes you different from a mentor?
What makes me different from a mentor?
Yes.
Mentors usually have a lot of experience in a particular field.
Okay.
A mentor is usually someone who can say, hey, I can show you how to navigate through this system or through this organization or through this industry.
Yes.
I sometimes have no idea about their industry. I know about the person. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
This industry I can help them navigate through.
Yes.
That industry I don't need to know it to be able to coach them.
Okay.
But there's times people will have a coach, they'll have a mentor, and they'll have a counselor.
Yes.
So I partner with those other individuals who are, in the self-help group.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I like that because some people get the two confused, mentor and coach. They're not the same person.
No, well,
I mean, they can be the same person,
yeah.
but those are two completely separate roles.
Yes, they are.
Right?
They yeah. Everybody they shouldn't say, "Oh, I got a coach, I don't need a mentor." No, you need a mentor also.
Yes. Now, for your clients, what specific services do you offer?
Specific services.
Yes.
All right. Well, if we want to get super specific, I have a few areas that I coach. Maybe like I just started promoting that I coach writers.
Okay.
So if they're trying to complete a book, people who are trying to transition in their careers.
Okay.
I do that also. Even for organizations, I've helped with workplace relations. If there seems to be a culture issue, or the workplace, it doesn't really feel like a community
Yes.
or a family. So I definitely help in those areas also. I help with something I call family dynamics.
Okay.
That's when you have the husband, wife, and kids in the house, but they don't get along.
Yes.
It's like a divided kingdom. So I
Yes.
definitely coach in those areas too to bring synergy inside the home. And of course, relationships is a big one for me. Anybody who's trying to prepare to be married or already engaged, or even people who are already married, this relationship, that's huge for me. And of course, my latest one is real big, entrepreneurship. Anybody looking to start their business, grow their business, or evolve themselves into the next level of being incorporated.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And I would recommend highly everyone to read your book. And even for people who are not into reading, because your book is well written, it's entertaining, and it really makes you take a look inwardly at the way you do things. It really does. And it helps you identify why. And then to have you as a coach is like the hand in glove. It's like the two pieces put together of the puzzle to help a person get from where they are to where they want to be. And I really, really, really like that, and I'm excited about it.
I realized, I guess, at the end of the second book that just because you're an author doesn't make you a coach.
No, it does not.
Just because you're a coach doesn't make you an author. So
Right.
I realized how fortunate I was to be able to have those giftings and that skill set. I thank God for that, because it does help to get those two things in one place.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm fortunate for that. I'm grateful.
Now, is there a specific demographic that you kind of lean towards or that you cater to?
Like as far as my niche, or
Yes, as your niche.
Yeah. So I'm very keen on the millennials, right?
Okay.
So everywhere I go, since I've been involved, like in churches or different organizations, community organizations, they look at me. I'm 37 years old.
Right.
But for whatever reason, I can appeal to 20s and teens. But then I also get the respect from 50s and 60s. So
Right.
I'm always used as a person who bridges the gaps.
Okay.
So I started with very keen towards the millennials. And what I found was that millennials don't necessarily have a lot of money yet, and so they can't really pay for those services and stuff that I want to do. And like my mentor told me, you only could do so many free events.
Yes.
So now my shift and my revamping has been more towards the business world, and people a little bit older than me, maybe some baby boomers or whatnot, who actually have some capital to spend, because what that does, that allows me to reinvest in myself so I can do more for the millennials who really have my heart first.
Yes.
But it's not like the older generation doesn't need my help, assistance also.
Right, but millennials, like you said, they're so attracted to you.
And I'm attracted to them too.
Yeah, and they need the help, because you know what the misnomer I think is about them? Is that they're lazy. I think that's such a total misnomer. And in every generation there are lazy people, but I think that's the unfortunate misnomer about millennials.
Yeah.
And so to be able to be in a position to where you can help kind of guide them through the success that they're definitely going to have, is something I find just phenomenal.
And the thing I always tell people, whenever I have a discussion about millennials, the first thing I always say is that they didn't choose that name.
No, they did not.
And identity is always found in what you respond to. If somebody calls you something, you don't have to respond. But if do, you're identifying with it.
Yes.
And so I remember in this meeting I sat down once and I said, well, who decided they would be called millennials?
Yes.
They never did. And who decided they would be called Generation X?
Right.
Like they put these labels on us and they can control us if we accept them.
Yes.
And I think the millennials, they're not even like, I still use the term for the purpose of communication, but a lot of them don't even respond to that word.
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Exactly. So, I love this conversation. I always love sitting down talking to you.
We think a lot alike.
We really do.
Let's make everybody think like us. So.
Okay. Yes. The world would be such a better place.
Oh, man.
Now, do you find that it is important to have a mentor when you're pursuing a professional coach when you're pursuing, your life's goals?
I think that nowadays, at least in the areas that I'm in,
Uh-huh.
a mentor is definitely a luxury.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's a luxury. I think that it can be very beneficial. I don't know if I want to use the word important because it really depends on who the mentor is. Because everybody just can't be a mentor. But
That's absolutely right.
A true mentor is an essential to your success.
Yes.
Whether there's somebody that's with you for a few years or maybe just even a month, like a true mentor is an essential to success. I mean, you can still get to where you want to get to, but they really help you not bang your head up along the way and get all bruised up and bitter in the process. And I think a mentor really helps you, once you actually reach success, to truly be able to enjoy it and share it with other people.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with. And you mentioned you have a mentor.
I have two
Several.
or three. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's a great a topic to bring up because I also have more than one mentor. So it's okay to have more than one mentor.
Yes.
Have a great coach and a couple of mentors.
Yeah.
And you can be successful.
I have my one mentor is like strictly about just my business area of my life. The other one's really helping me with my spiritual area. The other one's just about me being a man and one day being married. And
Yes.
and so they all play their own specific part. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5 fingers.
Yeah.
Make a hand. Right?
Yes. I'm giving 2 more mentors.
Wow. Okay, so what do you do to stay educated about the new trends within the industry of coaching?
Oh my goodness, a lot of research, and I do my own personal research, but I go to conferences often.
Okay.
But I'm very particular about which ones I go to. I do go to conferences. I actually visit a lot of churches. I'm a member of Zoe Christian Fellowship in Whittier.
Yes.
But I go to Faithful Central's Bible Church. I go to Bible study with Cottonwood. I started at a new church called Bethany Baptist over in Carson. I go to
Nice.
Destined Youth. I'm always out, trying to connect. Because I believe the church is one body.
Yes.
So it's like I'm just going to my relative's house.
Yes.
And I want to we need to be one body, but I learn a lot from different people. I'm on YouTube, and I'm very cautious about, because everybody's talking on YouTube. So you can't just believe everything.
Yes.
But I do my research. I study my own psychology. Because it's still a study, so they're still figuring things out too. So I stay updated. I make that part of my practice because if I really want to help people,
Yes.
I will stay updated. If I just want to make money, I'll just try to milk out what I can based on what I know, but that's not my goal. Yeah, I really want to learn and know more, because if I know more, I can help more people or help them more intently.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that answer. What do you do to ensure the quality of your service?
To ensure the quality of my service, I often have my accountability partners remind me of what my role is as a coach.
Yes.
Because it's easy, because of my heart for people, to want to slip into counselor mode.
Yes.
It's easy because I have a father type attitude to want to do it for them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the quality of my services is going to be dependent on my ability to stay in my lane.
Yes.
And so my accountability partners, they help me stay in my lane. I talk about, even though my sessions are confidential, I talk to my accountability partners about my performance and what I did. And they would be like, Don, now is that coaching or is that something different?
Yes.
And so and that, it just keeps it lean. It keeps it lean. They put me to the fire to make sure that I am coaching my clients, and that keeps the quality up. Yeah.
I like that, because as a coach, you have to have a heart for people.
Yeah.
So when you have a heart for people, you do have to make sure that you're staying in the lane in which you are working in at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
The lane you're working in, the lane they asked you.
And then the lane they asked you for. Yeah, I like that, because that's a paid service.
Yeah.
Right?
It is a paid service.
A paid service.
And they open up the door for you to come in through that door. This is your coaching door.
Yes.
Now, in the middle of the session, if I try to break in through your window somewhere, you're like, wait a minute, I thought I could trust you.
Right.
You said you're going to coach me. Why are you trying to counsel me? Why are you trying to psychoanalyze?
Right.
So just be true to your lane, because, one thing about your clientele, if they trust you, they'll be loyal to you. And you have to keep people's trust once you have
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, what motivates you to continue to do what you do as an author and a coach? What motivates you?
My goodness. I had a conversation with my mother the other day, since I'm working on my 3rd book, and she was laughing. I feel like, you love to write. you just love to write. And I love to write almost more than I love to go to the gym. And that's a big deal. I will miss meals writing and be okay with it. So I must love it, because gym and food are my best friends. But I love to write. And the reason I love to write is because I'm driven by my legacy.
Yes.
I want to become immortal. And not just leaving some words behind, but leaving impactful things that are going to just affect people for generations. I want my words to be timeless.
Yes.
And so that's why I study the way that I study. That's why I pray to God and meditate the way that I meditate. That's why before I write, I say, God, your words, not mine. You know what I'm saying to you? Because when I'm gone, I still want to be here making an impact. Yes. And that's what drives me, honestly, in my coaching. And, you know, I may be coaching a person on something simple, but that person, you know, has 2 children who they're going to go home and share their information with, who go to a school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just, you never know where that word that you give somebody is going to end up. And so, yeah, that drives me, knowing that, this guy one day, I think his name started with a D, he said something, you know what I'm saying? That
really motivated me.
And the thing I'm realizing now, even with my nephews and my nieces, is that when they mention my name in certain places, they get preferential treatment. Because they're like, oh yeah, I know Donovan, or I see this video, or I know him, he went to school here. They know me through the neighborhood or something. Yes. And that now I'm a benefit without even being there.
That's right.
And it's like, you know, it's like, that's how my Savior is for me. I just mentioned his name.
That's right.
You know, and demons tremble. So it's like, that's beautiful. I want to embody that as much as I'm able to in this human form.
Yeah, I like that. What is your why?
My why. Okay, so I thought of all my whys, but my main why for my entire life is that God put me on this earth to fulfill Romans 12:2. And I think that every single person has been called to fulfill the scripture. If we read in the Bible, you know, their prophecy was being fulfilled. In our lives, we've been called to fulfill the scripture. And I believe that Romans 2 said, allow God to transform you into a new creature by changing the way that you think. And I believe that I'm his tool for that work, to transform people into new creatures by changing the way that they think. Because that is exactly what I try to do, change the way they think. And so, you know, at the end of the day, my why is that I want to hear God say, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm motivated. Good. Seriously motivated. Can you share 3 reasons why it's important to have a coach when you're pursuing your life and business goals?
Well, they give you a perspective that you won't get anywhere else. Second, it's a trained perspective.
Yes.
It is a train. So it's not just hey, this is what you're doing, but hey, this is also why you're doing it.
Yes.
And so if you know what you're doing, you can actually get a chance to get a glimpse of what you're doing and why you're doing it. You can make necessary adjustments to avoid a lot of the dangers in life. And so the third reason is my main thing that I tell all my clients: you never have to sell your soul to obtain your dream. My job as a coach is to help you to get to the life you want to manifest without having to compromise your morals and your identity to do it.
Yes.
Without having to compromise your morals and your identity to do it.
That's big.
Yeah, and those are the 3 things that really make a coach worth it. You're not going to get that, you know, in a lot of places. So.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you generate business?
How do I generate? So many different ways that I've tried. I think generating business for me it's almost like a farmer. You know, you really got to know what season you're in. You got to know your soil. You got to know your seed. I mean, and you got to pray a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, I do a lot of social media. I have a new lady that started to help me out with my marketing stuff. So yeah, I do a lot of advertising. I do a lot of my videos, 2-minute, 1-minute videos for free. I do give away some of my services for half price. I have specials. Like I'm running a special right now. This whole week I'm doing I'm giving away free authorship advice. Anybody if they're trying to write a book, trying to write wedding vows, trying to write a poem, trying to write an essay for school, I'm helping people with that process this week for free.
Oh, that's
nice. So I generate, it's not so much that I'm trying to generate business, I'm trying to add value at either a discount or for free. And from there, I form relationships.
Right.
Because business is relationships. So
it really is.
I'm trying to generate relationships.
I like it. Now, do you believe it's important to have an online presence? Because how do people find you?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, they can Google search Donovan Dee Donnell, and DonovanDeeDonnell.com shows up, and all my social media platforms. Online, is it mandatory? It depends on what your niche is. Who's your niche? Because again, there's still people who do not like technology and have a lot of money and aren't into the internet and stuff. So what is your business? Who is your niche? You know what I'm saying to you? There's some people who just, I don't think it's mandatory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's beneficial for me, extremely. You know what I'm saying to you? But is it mandatory? No, not to have an online presence. You know, it's not. But you better have something in place of that.
Yes.
Something that gets you in front of the people.
Yes.
I think the online presence is a lot less expensive than printing materials and having to show up to every event. And that route takes a lot of capital and a lot of time. And technology just really takes a lot of know-how. So, you know, it's something on both sides.
Now, do you believe in word of mouth marketing?
Referrals?
Yes.
Yes, referrals. I mean, you know, they say that that's the best and the cheapest form of marketing. Referrals, again, but you gotta treat people right for referrals. People don't like to be handled.
You know, they don't.
They don't like it, and I think people are really picking up more on what it feels like to be handled. But I do think that word of mouth is huge, and that it's not something that you can force.
No, you can't.
No, you need to really just stay in your lane, add quality, and just when you do good things, you know what I'm saying, to a person, and they trust you. I mean, it's just an innate thing that they're going to mention you in conversations because of how you made them feel when you were doing what you were doing, when you serviced them. Yeah.
Now, what message do you want people to know or remember about you or your business?
My statement for my business is stop trying to experience life and let life experience you. Yeah. That is what I want them to remember about me, that you were never intended to experience life. Life was always intended to experience you. You can speak life into your life, or you can speak death. Life is a dance and you're leading, so lead it to where you want it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. What legacy do you hope to leave?
Man, that is a big one that I'm still unsure about. I know that the legacy idea drives me. I don't definitely know if I could write it on my tombstone, what it would be yet. Okay. But it does drive me, and it's something that I do think about often. And my friends always tease me, like, you always have all the right answers. And that one is something that I don't have the total answer to, and I'm not worried about it because it's going to come to me just like everything else in time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, if I don't know what my legacy is, that means I'm still going to live a little bit longer, so I'm not in a rush to find out. Yeah.
Now, this is Lunch with the Finance Bunch.
All right.
And so we talk about finance, we talk about wealth. How do you describe wealth?
Wealth, I would have to, so that's interesting because my mom called me the other day and she's like, baby, the way you spend money said you were born to be rich. And I said, yeah, I may have been born to be rich, but I've been groomed to be wealthy. Yes. And then I remember sitting in my group and I changed it. I was born to be rich, I was groomed to be wealthy, but I was reborn to be prosperous. Okay. And so it's just a matriculation of how I came in, what my training did for me, but then what God did for me. Yes. He wants us to have prosperity. And true prosperity, from what I learned from one of my mentors, is God with us. Yes. Because he owns the earth and the fullness thereof. So if he's with you, that exceeds wealth. That's right. Like you're living in a prosperous life, because wealth can sometimes only be attained on the outside. Like, what about the inside? Okay, well then maybe, I can affect the inside. What about eternal life? Yes. Like now we're even out of this world. So it's not just rich, not just wealthy, but prosperous. That means that everything I touch, you know what I'm saying? It grows and it blossoms. And so that's my definition. Yeah. Yes. Ooh, I like this, Donovan. Do you believe that wealth is derived from a certain mindset? I would have to think so. Based on just my faith, I believe that if you give, it will be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will men give into your bosom. Yes. And so again, I think wealth, when you're wealthy, it exceeds your lifetime. Okay. Wealth is something that you can leave for your generations to come. Yes. And I do believe it is a mindset, because people who only think about their 60, 70, 80 years usually don't become wealthy. It's the people who think about, not just mine, but the next generation, when they start thinking like that, which is legacy mindedness, they have a better potential to become wealthy, because they don't spend like that. They invest. Yes. They have a tendency to invest more, because they know that I'm gonna let this sit, for 50, 60 years. Like, well, I'm gonna be dead. It's okay though. It's okay. Because I'm leaving it for somebody else. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I think it is definitely that kind of mindset, that ability to see and perceive. Yeah. I like it. You answered both questions in one. All right. Now, this segment is called the balance sheet. Oh, the balance sheet. The balance sheet. And this segment is going to be sponsored by Archstone Financial. And so our balance sheet today is, it's like 6 questions.
And you've answered these questions before. So I want you to answer them again.
Yes, now that I've evolved a little more.
Through the evolved Donovan.
Yes.
Okay. What is the most memorable paycheck you've ever had?
Ooh, memorable paycheck. You know, that was a hard one to beat last time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to cry today.
Okay.
But it still remains. That check that I got from that little TV commercial I did, and I was able to move out of out of the basement, the church I was living out. I was able to move out of that basement and get my own place.
Yes.
Like I needed some kind of evidence that I should maintain my hope.
Yes.
And that check was not only, like, I believe that, motivation should lead you to movement. That check came, and not only did I have hope, but I actually had some substance.
Right,
that
exactly.
I could get myself out of that situation.
Yes.
And get at least one step up. So that check that's still the one. Yeah.
Yeah. And I never forgot that, because that symbolized a lot for me. Because people sometimes need that just one thread of hope materialized.
Yes.
To keep their faith going.
Man. Yeah.
And I'm so glad it did, because you're sitting here now.
Yes.
And we get an opportunity to really sit and eat from your table and learn from you. Yeah. In a way that would not have happened had not you had that thread.
And when you just said that, it just makes me I just desire that one day when I do another interview with you, that I can talk about the most memorable check that I've written, excuse me.
Yes.
And I want to be able to write that thread of hope to somebody one day.
That's the point.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the reasons that people, I want to believe that most people do what they do, because they want to get to the place where they can write that check for someone else. Because then it goes past you and me and who we are and what we want to get for ourselves. And it goes to how we can impact a generation.
Yes.
Yes,
that's how.
That will outlive us.
That's what I wrote in my book. I said, this is my gift to my generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta impact a generation. What is the one thing you regret purchasing the most? Now, I remember what you said last time.
The last time I said it was a meal.
Yes.
Don't explore when you're really hungry.
That's right.
You might shoot crap. You might just come
right.
Okay, so let's see. Has that changed? That is a tough one. Because I spend money a lot. I spend it as soon as I get it. I mean, I invest it. I'm gonna answer the question this way.
Okay.
I'm still waiting to see some seeds harvest. There's some things that I spent money on that I'm struggling with, if I regret it or not.
Okay.
But I'm giving it time to see if it still can grow into something. So
you want to see if you planted in good soil.
Yeah, I struggle with that. There's been some big investments I made lately, and I'm just like, God, why'd you let me do that? But just be patient, son.
Yeah.
Because I remember the girl sent me a letter and she said, dogs have a litter and all these puppies at one time, but then elephants, it takes them like 2 years to give birth to this huge thing. So just being patient. Maybe that seed is a little bit longer to grow. So I'm not gonna dive into regret yet.
No, and like the bamboo plant, they talk about that. How you plant it and then you water it 3 to 4 times a week, I think it is, or 5 times a week, and you don't see anything. And then in a few years, you see it grow, and those are the tallest trees there are. So,
well, thank you for that.
Yeah, so some of your seeds may be, not all of them, but some may be bamboo trees.
All right. I'll take that.
I have some bamboo trees out there too.
Man.
Oh, definitely. Now, what do you know now that you wish you had known back then?
Back then. It's not my strength that I operate in, it's his.
Okay.
And I think that's something that's consistent throughout, my time answering this question, is that really, really understanding that my success is going to stem from me operating in God's strength, not my own.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's still, it's still my area of focus when it comes to that question. God is for me.
He really is.
And I need to believe that, growing up in a home without a father, and it kind of just, I didn't really understand what that meant for a father type or a man to really be for you like that, like you were his own.
Yes.
But he is, and the more I learn that and understand that about him, and just like, dude, like, why was I ever tripping? Yeah.
But you got to come into the full knowledge of that to know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you stop tripping.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it mean to be successful to you? What does success mean to you?
Success is still just a peace of mind, and I think that's where everything stems from for me. From the peace of mind, that's where my joy comes from. That's where my ability to enjoy whatever situation I'm in comes from. Just that contentment, whether I have a lot or whether I have a little. Mm-hmm. So success is really, I think some people call it mastery of self.
Yes.
Success for me is really when I'm able to remain true to who I am and who God says I am, regardless of the situation I'm in. That is success. I'm successful. Like when the world no longer is bullying me and telling me what to do and I'm submitting to it. Like I'm me, no matter what.
Yes.
That's success for me. Yeah.
I like it. Are you successful?
I am.
Yes, you are.
This face of mine that I have right now, this joy in my heart,
yes.
You would never know all that I'm going through, but the fact that I'm going through it, I'm leading the dance, and
right.
My perspective is so far past this, like, yeah, I am successful, and the enemy's upset about it.
What keeps you up at night?
Wow, in this season, what keeps me up is this new book that I'm working on. That I just want to write. I want to write like Donovan. Your essentials. You need to get rest. So I rest, but at night I want to write because I'm thinking about marriage and I'm thinking about kids, and sometimes I get scared out of my mind to have those two responsibilities, but I desire them so much. So yeah, those things kind of keep me up at night. Like I need to finish this book. I need to finish all this because I need to give my wife and my children my undivided attention. It's like just go to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. That is a big desire of mine. Yeah.
Nice. Can I just say this to you? I am of the belief, and I've been around quite a long time, I'm of the belief that you are going to be an excellent father and an excellent husband because you aspire to be. And I think the difference between success and failure in a relationship is that the people involved are not only connected, but they've made a joint commitment to be successful. And so I'm sure that you're going to be successful. And who wouldn't want you as a dad?
Yeah, I already have a lot of children.
Exactly.
Yeah, I act like they're my kids.
There you go. So you have plenty of practice.
I've been practicing, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that. I'll take that.
Absolutely. If you won the lottery right now, how would you spend the money?
All right. Well, there's this real big building that is not too far from where I live at right now. Every time I pass by it, I say, God, thank you for 1701. So there's this huge building because one day I want to open up my own center. And it's supposed to be a center for people in transition, but not just normal transition. When you talk about Christianity, a lot of people, when they convert to Christianity is what they call it, they're disowned by their families. They're disowned by their families, their loved ones, their communities. They're kicked out. They're excommunicated. And they have nowhere to go.
That's true.
And so my whole heart was been like to have this center for particular people, specific people like that, who were either cast out because of their commitment to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, or even people in their own city where they don't have a safe place to be because they're a believer.
Yes.
So almost like this safe haven for those who who are Christian, and not in a religious sense, but really have a heart for God's people, who have submitted to the Lord Jesus Christ as their Savior. To have a safe place in the center, not just for them to rest and eat, but for them to be encouraged, for them to learn new skill sets and go out and really impact and change the world, to help them with the Great Commission. So yeah, I would invest in that property and start getting together my team and strategic partnerships to start servicing people just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once again, this was a great interview. We've covered a lot. So if someone wants to get in contact with you, like I said earlier, what do they need to do? How do they reach you?
Oh, man. Well, first thing they do is pray and say, God, send me that man. Send that man to me. I talk to God every night. He directs me every morning, so you can do that. That's one way.
Okay.
You can also go online to DonovanDeeDonnell.com. I had to spell it out. DonovanDeeDonnell.com. And you can use that same name to find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be starting a podcast really soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I would strongly advise you to look into getting a life coach, a business coach, someone who can help guide you from where you are to where you want to be, and see how much it costs. You know, don't stifle yourself because you think it costs too much. Know that it's an investment, and it's an investment in your future and really how you can have your impact on this world. So I want to thank you, Donovan.
Thank you very much, Charlene.
And if you need a good coach, this is one. Donovan, excellent coach.
You know what? If they come through you, I'll give away 50% off 3 coaching sessions for 3 people if they come through you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, I love you.